Oh, I'm sure we'll hear plenty of stories with what he's going to do in London. And besides that, a quick. Did I mention last episode that Stuart Craven's wife Renee gave birth the other week? So congratulations to Stewie, who now has a son called Angus Craven. I think after the loss on Saturday in the twos would be an angry Angus, but well done to the Craven household.
Well done.
So moving on to Longview Shield, as we mentioned, A&A lost to Amiga, and that practically eliminates our race for the finals. So I guess we're now aiming to shape the four, so to speak. I guess the surprise packet has been for a club that was on the verge of relegation last year, Amiga. They're now sitting in the four at 5-2. Great result for them, and as we were saying before, they just do the discipline things well.
I think their bowling will hold them up okay. I was impressed with the young guy Wyden. He'll be a very good bowler.
He's only 16 years old.
Yeah, he's about 6 foot, buddy.
Yeah, he's a giant, and he's an ultimate.
No, he bowled well, but their issue is their batting. Because Tim Mullane, he just comes out and swings, so he's either going to get 50 or nothing.
Yeah.
That's the issue there. Alex Bitchkoff.
Yeah, Alex Bitchkoff is very impressive.
Yeah, he batted really well. And you got Ferguson, but after that, I think that's the issue. Like I said, if we picked up Ferguson when we could have, I think we would have rolled through him pretty quickly after that. But
they brought up Chris Ryan from the twos in the past couple of games, and I've been playing Wilno for quite a few years, and always came across Chris in Wilno Shield, and now he's coming up into their first 11. He's not a spring chicken, and for a team that's pushing the youth, and they do have it with their bowlers in Whiten, as in D'Amico. They've got Beckett in the middle order, and they've obviously got Bitchkoff who opens the batting, and he stands up to it. But I guess from a youth perspective.
Their top order's very mature.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have Mullane, you have McGaw, you have Ferguson, you have Ryan. I guess there must be some few kids knocking on the doors in the two.
I think they'd hope so.
Yeah,
but I think that will be their probably runs.
Yeah, I think so too. But good luck to them. I mean, 5-2, you can't knock it. They were happy with themselves as they should. Rolling us for 107.
I don't think they were happy that we bowled again, but.
But I mean, I guess in defence there, I mean, the idea was we had a disastrous day. Let's bowl for a few overs and try to get something out of the day. They weren't happy about it, and they thought that it might have been.
I just think, obviously, Amiga just needs to understand it had nothing to do with Amiga and any malice against Amiga. It was an A&A decision, so it was to, like you just said, to try and get something out of the day for us, but also it was more of a discipline thing for our guys, and
punishment for us to get out there and just
for 25 overs.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was good anyway. So.
Bentley Uniting remain on 3-4 with A&A.
Can I just say, I don't think I've ever seen it in a game of cricket where Andrew Staines, he forgets a few things that he hasn't got the best memory, and but when we went out to bowl again, Andrew had left his keeping gear at home. To my surprise, so he had to borrow Alex's keeping gear. And I think Alex batted in the second innings and got an edge, and Bart caught him with his own gloves. I don't think I've ever seen that in a game of cricket, and I don't think I ever will.
Will you ever be caught behind with your own keeping gloves? I guess that's a question.
Yes.
So thanks to Alex for doing so.
And very interesting.
Yeah. As I mentioned, Bentley Uniting are also on 3-4 after losing to West Bentley by roughly the same margin as us, around about 100 runs. West Bentley made 8 for 254. With Damien Casey and Mark Reed both making 68. Both of those two guys have been making runs consistently over the last few games. Chris Fiddler, 37 with a hair straightener. He did a bit in the middle order as well. And the same old names for Bentley Uniting with the ball. Britt and Surridge taking 5 wickets together. Bentley Uniting in reply all that for 156. Brett Turner, 42. Simon Richards, 33. And Compathilos taking 3 for 22 with the ball.
I thought he had a bad back. Anyway, look, I think Bentley Uniting are at a similar position to us, where they've got a very young list. very young list. And like you said, like if they didn't have Surridge bowling this year, I don't know where the wickets would be coming from. That's their concern. But again, they're playing the kids, and that's what you have to do.
Exactly. And you know, they've got a couple of wins under their belt, so it sort of like saves us and them from that relegation danger zone. But ultimately, you know, you just blood the youngsters, give them more experience in the top grade, and obviously, you know, successful come down the track.
It has to be balanced, because you just can't do it for the sake of doing it. You have to have the youngsters there to play. You just don't play kids for the sake of it.
Yeah, you don't just put them in a 10 or
and I think that's where we're in. And I think Bentleigh Uniting and us are in a fortunate position where we've got the quality kids to play, where some of the other grades probably don't, or teams. But West Bentleigh, they're going from strength to strength. I think that the difference that I'm seeing this year to the years before is just their top order's solid. Yeah. You know, you got Casey making runs and Mark's up the top order making runs. In the past, when they've made finals, you know, they've relied like on a Sean Holmes blasting a few runs early. But they've really solidified that top order, and obviously Con coming in. I don't know if he's making runs. It looks like he hasn't again this round.
Well, he made 50 last game against Brighton Union, but the thing is, I guess, I mean, if he can get his act together after Christmas with the bat consistently, then that's just an even greater bonus for West Bentleigh. You know, they've got the lineup, they've got the team, and you know, at this stage, you know, everyone was talking, and we were talking about Brighton Union earlier in the season. They've shown up to be not as consistent as what they were probably hoping. So it's really West Bentleigh is the team that's really probably going to be challenging Sandringham, as they've done for the last couple of years.
If they get their full list with Tim Moore and the other Reed, the quick one,
Anthony.
Yeah, if they get these guys playing, I think their 11 is as strong as anyone else. Whether they play as well as a team than an East Sandringham, I don't know, but they're travelling really well after dropping 2 early games.
Yeah, they were 1 and 2, and now they're.
They could have very easily been 1 and 3 when they just got over the line against the Page.
That's right. So well done, West Bentleigh. They're back on track. Mackie struggled all day against LePage Park and made 9 for 177. Thanks mainly to Brendan Clark, who made 60 not out. Nelson 38, Crotterfield again 36, probably his worst effort for the year. Scott Hendy, who's taken nearly 20 wickets this year, 4 for 39, and Knight taking 3 for 18. Excuse me. LePage in reply would have been confident in chasing those runs, but not to be. All out for 122 with Glenn Chosnick 52. Craig Park again, bowling from start to finish, 5 for 37. Great effort for Mackie to to keep up there. They're in 5 and 2 as well.
Yeah. Look, I think they've dropped a game to Omega, and I forget the other game they dropped to.
Not sure.
But anyway, they're travelling well. They're getting consistent performances from their bowlers, and you know, if Buddha doesn't make runs, the Clarkie steps up and makes runs. So that'd be pretty comfortable where they're at the moment.
They were suggested that they might struggle with the loss of Ashley Bott, but they're continually doing it. Maybe it's just given, I guess, someone like Craig Park just more responsibility. Just, you know, you can just bowl unchanged, and instead of mixing it up, so he just gets in his groove and just keeps on going. So Mackie looking strong as well. Elwood rolled Washington Park for 167 with Craig Nadeau and Gareth Finney, the same names, making 46 and 44 respectively for the wash-ups. Matty Gamlin took 4 for 28, Jackson Bunting 3 for 30, and Marshall 2 for 55. Elwood passed them 7 down with Nathan Harris top scoring with 47, and Mussett making 43. Oaten took 2 for 44 for Washington, but a good win to Elwood, who are also on 5 and 2. But one thing had to be noted, and congratulations to Craig Nadeau, who I think there was a run-out decision or some kind of decision that was a poor decision from the umpire, and Craig Nadeau actually brought Nathan Harris back to continue batting, and Nathan's contributed to actually helping Elwood get over the line. So,
geez, it must have been a poor, as like a bat length over the line or something like that. Like, it must have been poor for him to do that.
Yeah, look, I don't know the specifics, but